Welcome. So tonight, I am going to give you a different outlook on something. We had a Creativity Now session over the weekend, last weekend, and they brought up something that I have kind of done in the past, but never realized sometimes that I was doing it, right? So it's a great concept. Tonight's session will also be sharing all three of these letter die cuts. So this is the brand new one. It is called the Party Alphabets. And then these you've seen me use before, Alphabet a la mode dies and the mini alphabets. So we're going to be using all three of those. Hello, Colleen. Hello, Roseanne. Thanks for joining. Hi, Darlene. So I'm also going to share more artwork for... And what we're going to be doing is the Halloween. I believe it is called Spooky Halloween. And then there's also Fright Night. Yep, Fright Night. So, but I'm primarily focusing on the Spooky Halloween. And I believe that's what the paper, the designer series paper is called. So I'm going to put these aside. So tonight's creative activity is... Again, like I said, it was something that was mentioned during our Creativity Now. And it was to give those who are not scrapbookers, way of thinking of how to create a layout by using a card template. So that's going to be your creative challenge tonight. And I am kind of looking for my sample card. All right, well, this is one of the cards that I created. And we are going to oh, here it is. I have all these new little trays my neighbor made me to help me be organized. So I'm more organized than I realized, I guess. All right, so here are two samples, again, using that paper. So I'm gonna bring this up close. This is using 3 strips of paper, of the Halloween paper. And I actually tore the edges here. This again is the background. I mean, this could be embossed. It could be just plain white, right? And then I popped them up using 3D foam tape. So if you can see that dimension there. And then I stamped the middle section here. And this is one of the die cuts from the paper. So if you remember, I showed you this paper last weekend. Right, so you get 2 sheets full of this fun die cuts. So I just thought and chose to use this, although I will probably be creating scrapbook layouts using these die cuts as well. So something more to look forward to. I actually am creating a scrapbook layout tonight. So, so again, this was inspiration that they shared. This was kind of the template of the card. I changed it up and created this card, just changing from the vertical to a horizontal, right? Again, popped up again using that Halloween paper and the die cuts, right? So I'm gonna make this card real quick. I need to go get a card base. Hold on a second. I actually had it and I put it away. All right, so here, again, I'm taking, this is the 2-sided, I guess it's 2-tone paper. I love this. This is one of my favorite pieces of that designer series paper. And so, but I wanted a solid background. All right, and then we are going to use some dimensions for the back. So for here, I'm just going to be putting about 4 on each strip. And then we're going to do some tearing also. You can see this backside is like those picture my life cards or cut apart cards. I think that's what we also call them. All right, so for this here, oh, you know what? I probably should have stamped my image first. So I'm not sure how well this is going to come out because I have my foam tape on there, so I might actually pull the foam tape off this side here. I have plenty of foam tape. I'm not worried about it. I'd rather have better stamping than a messy card, right? All right, so for this, we are going to use the Memento Black ink. You guys can see okay, right? And I am going to bring in my silicone mat to help with the stamping. Oh, all right, we got that. And scrap it over there. All right, so let's put some of these dimensions back on. And I'm going to close up this. All right, so this is going to go right into the center. But how fun and easy. I mean, you can see how quickly a card like this can get pulled together. Oh, I wanted to tear. So to tear, to get the white core to show through, if you want that look, you have to pull down towards you. And I am going to put that there. And that was pretty quick for me. All right, so now I'm going to tear on this side. Again, I'm going to pull it towards me because I do want that white edge. And our last piece. And I'm going to tear on this side. Again, I'm just tearing off a little bit. So these dimensions were, ooh, I need to put this a little bit closer. You know, I'm going to put this first. These dimensions are 1 inch strips by 4 3/4, but then again, you're tearing off some of that. There we go. All right, so now here's one of the die cuts, the little cauldron, and then this fits right on top of that. So, and I'm not going to put any more dimensions on here because we already have it up on dimensions. All right. And then 3 little bats that again were also die cuts. So the one sheet of die cuts has about 6, I think, bats on it. So I was able to get all of these. I might actually even have more on that sheet. So again, I could have put some of the enamel dots too, but there we go. Okay. So now imagine this as a scrapbook layout. Are you guys ready? Let's get started with that. And that's what your creative activity is. You can use this template, simple, easy, but if you want to challenge yourself and use a different type of scrap or card template, take a card template, make the card. So this, you'll have 2 projects. You're going to make the card and then you're going to make a single page layout. You can make it a 2-page layout if you want to, and I'll talk about my ideas. But let's bring this in. All right. I have done a lot of the prep here. This again is one of the designer series, double-sided. This is the back side. It had the banners and some, I guess some smaller die cuts here. And again, I'm not going over this, but I gutted this out because I've got to use all of it. All right, so I am just gonna run So again, this is gutted out at 1 inch on each side, and this is cut down to 11.5 by 11.5. All right. I actually think I'm going to get my Versamat out here because I want to use my T-ruler. And again, this is an old product that we have from close to my heart, so, but I know they do sell T-rulers out there, but this is just going to help me line up. All right, so here is our base. Now, look at this cute little boy. This is my neighbor across the street. I said, hey, I'm going to do a Halloween page, and she shared some Halloween pictures. Isn't he a cutie? So here are all of my strips. So my bigger strips that I did were 2 inches by 10.5. And and then I did a 1/2 inch. And this is going to go right above. I'm going to put like 1/4 inch in between. Now again, I know this has more strips than this, but you get the concept of how it mirrors with the card. And this, actually, again, you're probably thinking I'm crazy, but this has a pattern, right? So if you can see, I cut that just like that. So that's how I want to lay it. So you don't have to do that, but I'm weird like that. I need to have my patterns all lined up. This one I'm not so worried about as much because of the design. Okay. All right, so I want this to be about an inch from the top. I want to have that much space on the top. I already put my foam tape on here. So maybe I want it more than an inch. Nope, I think I'm going to go with an inch. All right. And other than having this as a guide, I'm kind of eyeballing it. All right. So there's that. I'm going to just make sure that I'm lining this up. So I'm going to do this again towards the bottom here first. All right. Oops, should tape this down a little bit to hold it in place. Move that up. And again, I'm just eyeballing it about an inch. Can you guys see me okay? I know I'm towards the bottom here. Oh, no, 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 no. Don't stick. All right. Okay, so I got those two pieces down. All right, I'm glad I pre-put the adhesive foam tape on. I thought this was fun, adding dimension to your actual background paper, and then I'm not popping up my photos or anything on here. We are going to create a fun title, so you're going to see a technique that I used with the letters. And again, all three of those die cuts that I showed you in the beginning are going to be on this layout. And I know I'm risking it here, but I kind of felt that was a little bit off. And I got lucky. Pure lucky. Okay. All right, I try to move it up a little bit more, and maybe I won't. Maybe, oop, I don't want to go closer. Maybe push it out a little bit. All right. I got that little. All right, so. And we got lots of different space here, and that's okay. I will have more space in the middle here. I'm fine with that because I'm going to have my pictures there. I actually did this layout, this template, using the new Peaceful Gardens paper that I showed. That's going to be coming out in September as a winter page. And I'll be posting some pictures and sharing that. But stay tuned here and stay to the end if I haven't lost you yet. Because I'm going to show you some new product that's also coming out on July 1st. All right. So we have all of our strips here together. And my photos are going to go like this. But now, the fun part I'm going to show you is we're going to create an ombre title. So have you ever created an ombre title, I should ask. We are going to use 3 colors for this. We are going to use pumpkin pie, granny apple, and petunia pop. Those are the 3 colors that are within the paper. Let me get my blending brushes here. I'm going to get this out of the way and use my all-purpose mat. So we're going to start with the top being pumpkin pie. So here what I'm doing is I'm creating the ombre paper background, and then I'm going to cut the letters of this. And let me grab a scrap piece of paper that I'm playing with earlier today. And to create the ombre, or whenever, and I've mentioned this before in my previous, when you are blending, I tap off to get those splotch marks off, and then I am going to start rubbing. So this helps. If you did individual letters, you might not have the same amount of color going across each letter. And the ends are always the easiest part to do. The harder you press, the darker the color you will have. And I think I want to go in just a little bit more, a little bit wider on the pumpkin. Okay. And then I am going to use the granny apple. This will be a little bit because I don't have an end to come off of. So, but I'm just going to come in here. Hello, Charlie. So, again, also, because you're doing this, if you do get a couple of splotches here and there, it's not going to be a big deal because, again, your letters are going to be cut out. We're going to cut the letters out. So, I know I've already picked the title, but what kind of title do you think this should have? Or what title would you put on a Halloween trick-or-treating going up for candy? I'd love to hear what your ideas are. Again, I'm just trying to fill in some of these areas here. I'm going to go back with the pumpkin, kind of blend that more in. All right. And let's do next the petunia pop. Sweet Treat. Oh, that's a cute title. I like that. It would have been a lot shorter for what I'm doing. So. Love how these three colors work so well together. I'm going to start down here a little bit. Bring this in. This actually went a lot faster than the other two colors. This must be really juicy ink pad. All right, so again, I'm going to bring in, and I actually might put more on this brush here. And I just went gently on that, just to blend these colors in more. All right, there we go. Close these up. I should be done with it. I'm just going to clean my surface up here. Just have this old rag that I like to keep around. I throw in the laundry. All right, we have that. All right, so here, again, I pre-cut a lot of these titles, or a lot of this stuff. So this is going to say all, yeah, let's place it on here actually. Let's see how we're gonna do it here. I have not actually measured this out, so this will be interesting. Okay, so I probably should have done the orange up on top. This is all about and again, so this is the a la mode letters. And I actually have adhesive on the back of these already. All about, yeah, you know what? Hey, I got an idea. Let's just turn this around. Easy fix. All right. So all about the treats. So it's gonna go like that. Let's get our pictures lined up. T-H-E. So these are the small mini letters. Oh, I have two T's there. Where did my H go? I knew I had it. All right. And then let's take this and cut out. Set that aside carefully. Bring my die cutting machine in. Have an extra T. So T, R. So this is where I'm saying you want to have, when you do your letters, and if you did them individually, you might not be able to align those stripes the way they should be. I don't really have to probably spell this out the right way, but for your sake, I will. T-R-E-A. And then I'm going to need that other T. This only does have one set of letters. So let's cut these out first. Yep. Let's see if I have any. Moving it around a little bit. All right. So all right, so I'm going to need the T and the S, all about the treats. So what ideas do you have for, it's going to drive me crazy. I should put washi tape down. I have it right there, but what ideas do you have for your card template that you're going to make into a layout? Are you going to go with the same one? And it's totally fine if you do. Fairly simple. So there I go. Now I can actually probably use this as a stencil as well, right? For a future layout. This out of our way here. Bring back in our layout. All about. This is going to be perfect. TR. Yep. Where did my other letters go? What did I do with them? Are they stay? Oh, they stayed inside here. Let me get my Picket tool. T-R-E-A. And there's my T. So I actually can move this up here, which I think I'm going to do. Like I said, I really did not plan how this layout was going to be. So it fits though. All right. So I'm not going to have you watch me put this together. We've spent enough time. I think you get the idea of it. I will definitely share a picture of the finished product. I will also probably add some of the stars also around the page. Give it some sparkle in here. So what do you guys think? Do you like that? So, oh, I think I see your response, Amanda. Yep, and I think I did that before I saw your response. So thank you. We are on the same page. Okay. So again, created this card, used this template, and then converted it to a layout. So let me hopefully bring that in. So before I sign off, two things. I wanted to show you some new product, right? And if you are watching this on my Facebook page, please, please, please check it out and subscribe to my YouTube channel, Create and Craft with Anne-Marie. I post about once a week, so it's not overwhelming, and share some great inspiration and techniques. Sometimes I'll do a bonus technique in there. Or if you're watching this from YouTube, come and join us on my Scrap and Roll page. You can watch this live, but there's also lots of fun games, activities, and special promotions offered there. So let's show you some of the other. All right, so here's this other card too. So again, that's something else. Oh, before, I did want to tell you. So here, again, is my left page. If I want to create a right page, I can do that. I may mirror this page and just do half of it. Or I could do the stripes this way, or more or less here. And then put my pictures on the base page and pop them up. So that's an idea if you're thinking about doing a double page layout, or you want to have a coordinating page. All right, so again, let me move this out of the way and show you two new pieces, two new products. This is going to be available July 1st, along with 2 kit collections, but we have a whole bunch of online exclusives. I did a video last Sunday at 4:30, I believe, Eastern time, showing some of the products that included this Halloween suite. So, but this is Artistic Leaves. I love the dimension here. I did play with it. I'm not sure I'm crazy about these colors that I chose, but I was just quickly trying to get this done. This is Cajun Craze and Pecan Pie. But I actually think this is going to be fun to do part of it heat embossed, right? And have that that special look of some, why am I losing my words today? So, you know, exactly what bossing is, right? So this is that. It has Hello Sweet Friend, Grateful for You. It does have some specs to do, and then Celebrate Today. And it has this leaf too. So you're going to definitely see some artwork with that. And then I am so thrilled. I can't wait to play with this. Here is the Sunflower 3D embossing folder. So it is a nice size embossing folder. And look at those flowers on there. So this is using the Daffodil Delight. I am just loving it. So those are 2 other products that are going to be available July 1st. So some of the stuff I believe is going to go fast. They will restock it, but who wants to wait for it? So just wanted to let you know it will be coming available. So let me bring my project back in. My projects, again, your creative activity is to create a card and then create a scrapbook layout that mirrors your card. I can't wait to see what you create. I will be posting this under guides so that you'll see that, and it'll also be on a YouTube channel. So if you watch it again on YouTube, again, subscribe, like, appreciate it. Have a great night, everyone. Thanks so much for joining.